Hello, girls and boys. Welcome to Storytime Fun. We hope you enjoy it. Today's story is called Rhino Romp, written by Jean Craighead George. Simew was resting in the heat of the midday. He was sparsely shaded by his splendid 1.5-ton mother and his loving 1.5-ton aunt. Simew was not sleeping. He was looking over the curve of the biggest of his mother's 2 horns as he watched the savannah for someone to play with. He was almost a year old, with an insatiable need to have fun. As far as he could see, which was not very far, there was no one to play with, not even his chasing partner Zella, a young gazelle. As far as he could hear, which was very far, there were only deep breathings from sleeping and resting neighbors. The temperature dropped a few degrees and Simew got up. He shook the dust from his hide. His favorite toy, a big stick, lay nearby. He charged. He picked it up with his big nose and tossed it. He charged it again, then stopped still. He heard big playtime coming his way. A squeaking of wing feathers told him Tylo, the marabou stork, had just made a landing. He loved Tylo. She was his very favorite chasing partner. Simew lifted his tail in joy, pressed down on his 3-toed feet, and trotted to meet Tylo. She ran. Simew ran after her. Chasing was what Simew was born for. Tylo led Simew around a baobab tree, into thorn bushes, and across the savannah toward Simew's father. He was far out in the tall grass savannah, defending their territory against other white rhinos. Suddenly, Tylo stopped and faced Simew. She lifted her huge wings and rattled her throat in annoyance. She was building a nest in the stork roost. She did not want to play anymore. Simew frolicked toward her. Tylo jumped, flew, and ran toward the trees. Tossing his head, Simew galloped after her. Tylo led Simew past a herd of elephants. Simew stopped and looked at them. They were bigger than his enormous father. They are the only land animals in the world bigger than white rhinos. And Simew was impressed. He twirled his ears and sniffed the elephants. A protective mother rushed at him. Simew was very fast. He galloped away and caught up with Tylo. She was among a herd of zebras, picking up a stick for her nest. Zebras saw the 1,000-pound Simew running toward them, and they turned their hindquarters, ready to kick him to pieces. Simew fled. A secretary bird burst up as he ran. He chased her. Helmeted guinea hens scattered before him. He chased them. This was fun. He dashed, turned, and ran. Simew was fat and square, but very agile. He scared up a cory bustard and chased her. When he stopped, he did not know where he was. He could not smell his mother or his aunt. He could not see Tylo or the baobab tree. He was lost. Simew looked around. The elephants, zebras, and gazelles were running toward the horizon. The wildebeests were galloping after them. The vultures were flying off. The guinea fowl were crying their warning calls. Even a gang of fearless spotted hyenas dashed away. Simeon was frightened. For the first time in his life, something terribly dangerous was happening. All the animals but him knew what it was. He stood still. The earth shook under his feet. Coming over the horizon was a cloud of dust. It sped toward him at 25 miles per hour. He trembled. The cloud of dust shrieked. Suddenly, Simeon lifted his tail in excitement. Out of the cloud of dust roared his mother and aunt. A 1.5-ton mother and a 1.5-ton aunt protecting their baby. Or a menace. Not a wildebeest or vulture or hyena or even an elephant was anywhere to be seen. Simeon ran to his mother. They gently greeted each other, nose to nose. His mother led him with her fast, high-stepping trot into the reeds. He sniffed them and swirled his tail in joy. He was on their path to the wallow. He ran full speed ahead. With a belly flop, Simeon splashed into the brown wallow water and sank up to his chin in mud. He squealed with pleasure. Wallowing was the most wonderful of all rhino games. He rolled in the mud and grunted. His mother and aunt wallowed beside him while his father went on defending their territory far out on the greening savannah. Simeon sighed with big contentment. He had a big romp. He was having a big mud bath. And he had a big, watchful mother and aunt. And here's the cast of characters that we met. Simeon, a white rhinoceros. The Swahili word for wide is white, hence the name white rhino. These rhinos have wide mouths compared to the black rhino. There is no color difference. Tylu marabou stork. The marabou stork is an enormous African bird. The head is naked and red. Its neck naked and pink with a few wispy feathers. It has a cow-like bellow and wings that make loud squeaking noises during takeoff and landing. 20 to many thousands nest in colonies in trees or on cliffs. Zella, Grant's gazelle. Grant's gazelle is a large African gazelle with a white rump and a vertical dark stripe on each side. Its horns are large, graceful, and thick. It roams in small herds, about 9 females and young, with 1 male. Bachelor males form smaller herds. Elephant. The African elephant is the largest land mammal. A male weighs about 5 tons, a female almost 4. Their ivory tusks are so valuable that they have been hunted almost to extinction. One calf is born after 22-month gestation period, the longest of any mammal. The calves and their mothers stay in a group led by the biggest and oldest cow. Zebra. The zebra resembles a sturdy pony, decorated with handsome black or brown stripes that distinguish it from all the other beasts. A male weighs about 550 pounds, the female about 480. They give birth to 1 foal after a 20 12-month gestation. Secretary bird. The secretary bird is the eagle of the African savannas. It sports long legs and feathers on the nape of its neck that look like quill pens, hence its name. Up to 6 of these birds will perform a courtship dance together with their wings held up. They build stick nests in short, thorny trees. Cory bustard. The cory bustard is one of the world's largest flying animals. So large it doesn't fly much, but wanders on the ground eating grasshoppers, reptiles, rodents, seeds, roots, and wild melons. The male has a deep, lion-like voice. Helmeted guinea fowl. A helmeted guinea fowl is black with white spots all over. Blue, white, and red skin covers the head. A bony casque on the crown inspired the name helmeted. The males fight viciously for mates, and the females lay as many as 12 eggs in a ground nest lined with feathers. Spotted hyena. The spotted hyena is dog-like, but more closely related to the mongoose. They are predators and scavengers. They have big teeth and can run down and kill a bull wildebeest. 1 or 2 cubs are born after a 4-month gestation. Well, that's it for today. We'll see you next time.